Hashtag feed the dogs. I'll try to ignore it. Oh my. What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Posted 3000 YouTube channel. For this reactions video, I will be reacting to the bank heist scene from the movie The Dark Knight. This movie was directed by Christopher Nolan, came out in 2008, starring Christian Bale as Batman and Heath Ledger as the Joker. I would put this in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Number 1 being The Terminator 2. So if you haven't seen that video, you can check it out. This clown mask that he's holding right here is actually, I mean, I guess you can call it an Easter egg. Kind of like a tribute to the Joker from the 1966 Batman TV show. The one where Adam West plays Batman. So the Joker in that show was played by Cesar Romero. And there's a scene where he wears this like same mask. And fun fact about Cesar Romero, who played the Joker, he didn't want to shave his mustache. When he put the Joker makeup on, he just put, the paint over his mustache. And to me, that's always looked weird. And, it's because he didn't want to shave his mustache. They told him, shave your mustache, because, whatever, yeah. This part right here, it doesn't even look like it's a DC, comic book movie. This just looks like a bank robbery movie. Like this compared to, the old Batman movies, like the one George Clooney Batman and Val Kilmer Batman, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Those movies, I feel they were more catered to the younger audience, kids. That is what I grew up watching. But when the Dark Knight trilogy came out, these movies, they're just, for adults. It seemed like, they weren't thinking about kids for this one. Christopher Nolan just said, let me make a dope ass movie. And he didn't make it like kid friendly or anything. He just made a dope movie.
3 of a kind. Let's do this.
That's it? 3 guys?
2 guys on the roof. Every guy gets a share. 5 shares is plenty.
6 shares. Don't forget the guy playing the job.
He thinks he can sit it out and still take a slice. I know why they call him the Joker.
So why do they call him the Joker? I heard he wears makeup. Makeup? Yeah, to scare people. War paint. Here comes the silent alarm, and there it goes. That's funny, it didn't dial out to 911. It was trying to reach a private number. Is it a problem? No, I'm done here.
So this part where he says it wasn't trying to dial 911, it was trying to reach a private number. This is a mob bank. Like, this isn't just a regular bank. If you watch the movie, you'll see that later on.
Obviously, we don't want you doing anything with your hands other than holding on for dear life. On the ground! Stay on the ground! Nobody make a move! Nobody! Stay down!
You see right there, he says, he asks them, do you have any idea who you're stealing from? You know, that's like somewhat of a clue, you know, what kind of people keep their money in that bank specifically. Like I said, not just like a regular bank.
Out, right?
And also, you see how this dude has a sawed-off shotgun, like behind his desk, like right next to his chair. Come on now, like that's another.
Where did you learn to count?
They wired this thing up with like 5,000 volts. What kind of bank does that?
Mob bank. I guess the Joker's as crazy as they say. Where's the alarm guy?
Boss told me.
I completely forgot. That's what he says in this scene. Mob bank. Exactly. You see? Perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
Crazy as they say. Where's the alarm guy?
Boss told me when the guy was done, I should take him out. One less share, right?
Funny, you told me something similar.
No, no!
That's a lot of money. If this Joker guy was so smart, he'd have had us bring a bigger car. I'm betting the Joker told you to kill me as soon as we loaded the cash.
No. I killed the bus driver.
Bus driver? What bus driver?
School's out. Time to go. Guy's not getting up, is he? That's a lot of money. What happened to the rest of the guys?
Think you're smart, huh? The guy that hired yous. He'll just do the same to you. Oh, criminals in this town used to believe in things. Honor. Respect. Look at you. What do you believe in, huh? What do you believe in?
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
That last part, when I first saw this movie, when it came out, I thought he was going to blow up. I thought the camera angle was going to change to like an outside, like an exterior shot, and then you're going to get an explosion. It didn't seem like a kid's movie at all. It just seemed like a bank robbery movie, just with that scene alone. And this was the opening scene. So watching this in theaters back in 2008, like, my mind was blown. I said, oh my god, this movie is awesome. Everyone knows that Heath Ledger did an amazing job. Before this movie came out, and they announced that Heath Ledger was going to play the Joker, a lot of people, including myself, kind of thought about that. Everyone was like, Heath Ledger? Really? Heath Ledger's going to play the Joker? And, you know, we all had our doubts. But as soon as we watched the movie and you see the Joker, he did such a good job. To me, I don't even see Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger? The guy from 10 Things I Hate About You? The guy from Brokeback Mountain? When you see the Joker in this movie, you don't see Heath Ledger. Like, I couldn't, like, break through the Joker makeup and see Heath Ledger. Like, he was a completely different person. Unfortunately, he passed away after this movie, and the things I read about, that role he took is what killed him. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but then again, like, there are those actors, like those method actors, who take roles very seriously, including Christian Bale, who played Batman. Because there's this movie called The Machinist, and Christian Bale plays an anorexic character. Instead of letting editors, do CGI on him, on his body, Christian Bale, instead, he just stopped eating, and he lost a lot of weight. This photo right here is exactly what he looked like, and this is real. This wasn't edited at all. And then there's this other role that he played, a fat character, and instead of using, like a bodysuit or any CGI, he just gained a lot of weight. So Christian Bale went from looking like this in the movie The Machinist to looking like this in the movie Batman Begins. This was in 2005. And he went from being this skinny to putting on 100 pounds of muscle in 6 months. Like, that's crazy. That is something, like I said, method actors do, where they take a role, or any role that they take, they just take it that serious, and they're just committed that much. They're out there, those actors who just kind of go crazy with roles, and sometimes there's even actors who stay in character throughout the entire time that they're filming the movie. So, they don't just turn into those characters when they start filming the scene. Once they cut the cameras, they sometimes stay like that. So they sometimes stay in character, and it's like a mental thing almost, I feel. So Heath Ledger, I feel like that's what he did. I feel like he became the Joker, and he just stayed that way. Another thing I read about him was that he locked himself in his hotel room, and he had a journal where he would write all of Joker's thoughts, like if he was really the Joker, like if the Joker was in his mind. I mean, what we got out of that was this amazing performance that he did. This was the best Joker ever played. I like Jack Nicholson, I like Joaquin Phoenix, but Heath Ledger is my favorite Joker of all time. No one comes close. I'm not even going to mention Jared Leto. Cesar Romero as the Joker from the 1966 Batman show. I didn't really watch it much. I've seen some, like maybe a couple of episodes and like a few minutes of a bunch of them. But I was never really into that Batman TV show, to be honest. I started off with Tim Burton's Batman Returns movie from 1992. And then, after that one, then I watched Batman from 1989. So, Michael Keaton was the first Batman that I watched. Once I watched Batman Returns, immediately I was a fan. That was my introduction to Batman. And then Batman Forever came out, and then Batman and Robin, George Clooney and Val Kilmer. And I liked those movies enough to watch them again, but they would be like the last two movies on my list of favorite Batman movies. So far my favorite Batman movie is The Dark Knight, is this one. But I feel like next year, in 2022, when we get the movie The Batman with Robert Pattinson, I feel like that's going to be the best one ever made. I feel like that's going to be my new favorite because of how much into details they are being for that movie. That one's going to be directed by Matt Reeves. If you don't know who Matt Reeves is, then if you've seen the Planet of the Apes movies, that's the director. And those movies are amazing. Those movies are really, really good. This scene right here, where the Joker takes off his mask, and you see the way the Joker actually looks, like, that doesn't look like Heath Ledger. That's just the Joker. That's all you see. Another thing I like about Heath Ledger's Joker in this movie is how intimidating he looks, and the way he is in this movie. For example, there's this theory that I read a while ago where they were talking about what would be this Joker's origin story, because in this movie he doesn't have an origin at all. Like, they don't explain that. They don't like cut back to a scene of, you know, they don't go in the past, nothing. Like, there's no origin to this. But the theory I read, which I liked, which I'm a fan of, is that he used to be a soldier. You know, he was in the army or the Marines or whatever. He was in some sort of military, and which is the reason why throughout the movie you see him holding weapons and using weapons and doing it correctly. There's this scene right here where, you know, you see all the cops lined up, you know, and they have their rifles, and, you know, they're doing the moves where they shoot up in the air and they you know, whatever they do. And the Joker is in there doing the same thing. Like, he is handling, like, you know, this weapon correctly.
Honor, guard, attention. Who? Hard. Hard. Ready? Aim. Fire. Ready? Aim. Ready? Aim.
You know, he doesn't stand out. He has blended in. And also, he does have this whole speech right here.
If tomorrow I tell the press that, like, a gangbanger will get shot, or a truckload of soldiers will be blowing up, nobody panics.
Because it's all part of the plan.
So it's like those small things, those small clues. You know, him using a rocket launcher, him using all these weapons, having all these guns, you know, having access to that stuff. That theory is one I liked. I mean, there's a lot of theories I've read, but that's the one that stood out to me, and that's the best sounding one. If you haven't seen this movie, make sure to watch the trilogy: Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. These movies are amazing. You know, even if you're not into comic book, you know, superhero stuff, these movies don't seem like they're like that. These movies just seem like they're adult films, and, you know, like if you were to take off, you know, the Batman suit and the Joker makeup and just had regular characters, the movie would still work. So thank you for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like, and comment down below which of the 3 Dark Knight trilogy movies is your favorite: Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, or The Dark Knight Rises. In case you don't know, I am a big Batman fan. I even have my statues in the background right there. Here's a close-up. Peace out and stay posted.